Hello, hello, hello. Today is December 30th, 2023, and right now in Korea it's 10:30 p.m. So, of course, I need to do some lives before the new year comes, but as I've been saying for the past 2 weeks, I've been sick, but in this catching up live, I'm here to report that I'm getting better, which of course I should be getting better. I've been under medication for so long, so I'm really getting better, but I'm still under medication. So I'm not exactly sure how sick I am. I'm not. I'm so yeah. So I still have a cough, but I'm way better than I was a few days ago when I last did a live. So I've been on this medication for now 5 days. Yeah. So I've been 5 days medicated, and so after 5 days, seeing that my progress now, it's good. It's good. So I'm just not 100% better. That's the thing. So I'm honestly wondering how serious is it? But don't worry. Okay, so the medicine is working, but I think we're used to medicine usually is it's what's the word? So like medicine usually should be able to help us feel better quickly, right? Usually. But I mean what exactly is quick? Like a few days or a week or two? I don't know. But from my experience, after eating medicine, I usually get better within 3 days. I think so. 3, 4 days. And so given that now is the fifth day of medicine and I'm not 100% better, it's unusual for me, for me personally. And so maybe this is normal, but I don't know. So so I'm still not done with medication. I still have medicine until after the new year. So my doctor gave me enough for until I run out, and if I'm still not feeling better by that time, then I can go see the doctor again. So anyways, I'm still under medication. So that's number one. So I'm still under medication, and this medication makes me drowsy. So I've been thinking of doing lives the past couple of days because again, it's the last week of 2023 and I want to make the most of it, of the last week of 2023. But for real, the medicine makes me so drowsy. It's so weird to be sleepy all the time. I mean, let's be real. I'm not sleepy 24/7. Okay, so the thing is that I'm just I guess the best word to describe is that I'm loopy. So I'm loopy and not, I'm just not 100% there, and so today, given I feel a lot better than past days, I wanted to try and like organize and clean and just be productive today. And so the thing is today, like, even in the midst of my drowsiness, but I wanted to be productive, I'm like, I must push through the drowsiness. And so that's basically what I've been doing all day, just push through it and then get the things to do that I wanted to do. And I did. And so now it's the end of the day, and yeah, I feel good because I was so productive today, but it's so crazy. Just this drowsiness will never leave until I'm off this medication. So it's been interesting. So that's all to say. It's been interesting to be sick for this long and trying to understand like how sick am I, but it's so interesting. It's just been so interesting. And so anyways, yeah, so I'm still under medication. Even until the new year, I'll still be under medication, but I'm hopeful given the progress I see now is that surely by like maybe January 3rd, that's my guess for now. Maybe, yeah, just a few days after 2024, I should be off medication and hopefully in 100% normal health. That's my hope. So that's the first catching up is like how am I doing health wise. And so yeah, so that's it on that. So yes, yeah, man, I'm still so out of it. So yeah, so just keep in mind, yeah, it's until I'm off this medication and when I don't feel as sick. Um, I don't know. I can't even explain like what kind of I don't know. It's just I feel so loopy. Even when I'm like talking to my mom, I'm like, I can't really understand. No, I do understand, but it's like I don't know how to respond. It's it's weird. So anyways, I rather be alone. So these days I'm just like, just I'd rather just be alone and just deal with my loopy self and just do the things I could do on my own, which is like organizing and cleaning. And then I honestly can't wait to like go back to my normal work schedule. Not that I haven't been, I still do some work every so often because I know shopping never takes a break. I've said this before. Have I? Oh, yeah, yeah, because even though this has been a break for me with work, but I'm still working every so often. So I can't really say I really had a break, but the thing is because I was traveling so much and I suddenly got sick and so I had to kind of forced myself to not work because of the traveling, but then also because I was sick and I physically can't really do a lot of work while sick. So I felt like everything like forced me to go on break, which is good, right? Which was good. And I'm glad to have, announced that early. So it's just interesting, just a big coincidence. That's basically how I feel about how this whole month passed me by. Just a big, big lucky coincidence. And so I'm just glad to just all things are progressing as best as possible. And regardless, because of the holiday season, I feel like it's normal to have a break during this time anyway, because everyone's busy with the holidays and stuff. And then now is New Year's. So it's just it always feels normal to me to take a break during winter anyway. So I think that's like a normal thing I'm gonna keep doing. And yeah, and just when I'm sick, it's so unfortunate, right? But it's okay, and that's why I'm so paranoid about not getting sick, because if I get sick, I mean, there's so much I can't do while being sick, and also being sick is, like, really miserable feeling, so so I always wonder about people where, like, they don't care about getting sick. I'm like, "Really? How could you not care?" And so anyways, but I definitely am more strict and paranoid about it. I mean, that's why my mom got sick, but I didn't get sick, after we've been going through this travel. I'm just like, "Mom, why couldn't you have been careful as me, if only, but then we wouldn't have been in the situation." But again, I'm trying to focus on the positive. I'm glad we didn't catch the flu or COVID. It's just a cold that just sadly got more serious. Like with me, like my mom, she got better after she went to the doctor like almost instantly, but with me it's a slow recovery after I caught the cold from her. But anyways, yeah, trying to stay on the positive side. It's okay, not serious. And it kind of forced me to go on break and then go about like trying to relax. I kind of did. No, honestly, I kind of did. I had a long relaxing time dealing with my sickness. And then dealing with this drowsiness for the past 5 days and still ongoing. It's just so interesting. That's all I can say. The past few weeks after I came back from Hong Kong has been so interesting. And it's okay. It's okay. Like I didn't want to spend the last few weeks of 2023 this way, but I'm trying to think maybe things happen for a reason, because all this time of me not doing anything and just in my own thoughts and alone and just being like, just thinking about life basically. And so it gave me a lot of time to think about a lot of things, and I felt like I needed that time to myself. And so I felt like, yeah, I felt like it was all good. It was all good. And so tomorrow is New Year's Eve in Korea, and that's the day finally that I plan to have like the whole review of 2023 and a big, big catching up on New Year's Eve. And so the thing is, I wanted to do it earlier, but because of my sickness, I couldn't fulfill that purpose I wanted to do. But it's okay. I think doing it on New Year's Eve is honestly kind of like good timing at the end of it all. I'm trying to take it all positively, that things not going the way that I wish I could have, but in the end, I think it does end up being better the way that I didn't want it to be. Did that make sense? Anyways, it's all good. Okay, so this is like the catching up before the big New Year's Eve thing that I plan to do. And then very, very soon it's gonna be 2024 in Korea, but then half of the world won't be in 2024. It's always a weird feeling during the changing of the years, because I'm in the new year before most of the world, right? It's just always so interesting. And so for today, yes, I wanted to just do a brief catch up of certain things, talk with anyone that may join me here. Angela, welcome as always. I assume you're working. Just a comment anytime you want. Welcome, welcome. and yeah, so this is the brief catching up before the big catching up we'll do tomorrow for New Year's Eve. Okay. So I caught up about my health. I'm okay, just sniffles and coughing, but I'm overall a lot better than a few days ago. So the only things that I want to briefly catch up more in detail in this live is how was my Hong Kong trip, which I did 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks ago. And how was my Busan trip? So that's I would just want to talk about in detail here of how it went, since those were the recent trips that I took this month. And yeah, so Hong Kong, I left on December 12th. And so it was legit exactly a week after we did our Osaka trip. So it was just yeah, I personally do not want to go to so many trips within a short time period like that again. So it was my first time doing a double trip like that so quickly, and I personally, yeah, don't want to do that again. But it's okay because it was two Asian countries, so it wasn't a super long flight from Korea. But still, yeah, I was thinking, could we really handle it? And indeed, we could not. But it's okay. So anyways, so I don't know when exactly my mom caught her cold, but she said it happened after we came back from Osaka, but I don't know what day exactly. But then when we left to Hong Kong on December 12th, she still had her cold, but she said she felt a lot better on that day leaving to Hong Kong than she was a few days ago. And so I'm like, okay, at least, you're not super sick, but I still wanted to like try to be as careful as possible. I'm like, mom, okay, yeah, you're not super sick. You're still sick. I had a feeling you might give me your cold, but let's try to be as careful as possible. So, anyways, so going to Hong Kong, it's been about 10 years, 8 years since I last went to Hong Kong. So I last went to Hong Kong in 2015. Yeah. And given it's been almost a decade since I've last been to Hong Kong, it's kind of crazy how much can change in a decade. So upon arriving, everything felt pretty okay and normal. I was like, yeah, Hong Kong is pretty chill, yet not really. It's still a big city, but it's still small as well. So it was just chill, but yeah, weather there in December, it's still hot. So I think Hong Kong year round is hot and humid. So I think the temperature was usually between 20 to 25 degrees Celsius, which is around, I want to say 70s to 80s Fahrenheit, which is not bad. It's not bad, and it wasn't super humid there. So I just felt like a pleasant summertime, in my opinion. It was quite okay. And so yeah, so we enjoyed some warm weather in December because of Hong Kong. And 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 yeah, so there were things that we had to do that kind of confused me because I haven't been there in so long. And also a lot of things of Hong Kong changed after 8 years. So it was just a lot of figuring things out, that I had to do on my own because my mom, she's just like, I'm just tagging along. And I'm like, yeah, it's all good. And also my mom is good at English, but she's not as fluent as me. And so I'm the one that's going through everything. And in Hong Kong, by the way, almost everyone knew English, which was pretty good. And so that's something to know. If you want to travel to Hong Kong, almost everyone knows English. And so, yeah, and yeah, so we got through it as best as possible. And so for me personally, it's a little bit stressful because like I'm in charge of everything and trying to make sure everything goes well. But thankfully, I'm able to problem solve pretty well. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but overall, because of me, everything went fine. I know that's weird to say, but because of me, everything went fine with our Hong Kong trip. And I did everything that I wanted to do. So I asked my mom, like, is there anything you wanted to do? She said, just eating this certain food, but other than that, well, we could do whatever. And I'm like, okay. So for me personally, I really didn't know what else I wanted to do in Hong Kong. I'm also only interested in food, but in other things, I'm just kind of like whatever. So I took inspiration from Monster X Right Now TV show. So they've been to places in that show that I didn't go to the last time that I was in Hong Kong. So I'm like, maybe we can go to those places since my mom is like not interested in doing anything. And also because of her of her age, we can't do anything that's like hiking up mountains or like walking a lot, to see certain things. And so I wanted to pick things that are very simple to do for her old age. And so inspired by Monster X, we went to that mall. So you guys know that mall that they went to because of Jackson saying to go there and buy food from a different place and then eat it at McDonald's. And so I was very curious, what is this mall? And then also like about the McDonald's that's there. So we go to that mall, and it's a fancy mall. So I think that's probably the most popular mall in Hong Kong, maybe? I wonder. But Jackson said, when you go to Hong Kong, you should go visit this mall. So I want to assume it's one of the best malls in Hong Kong. And it is. It was fancy. There's like lots of luxury brands there. Very clean, very it was fancy. Yeah, yeah. And so we go around like looking at what's here. And so there was like some stores that me and my mom went to. But then I was, of course, interested in the food court. So I wanted to go to the food court and see how it is. And I think the restaurant that makes the iron thing that MX ordered, I think it was still there, but I wasn't sure. It could have changed, owner or the food is different. But they had a dish there that was on an iron plate thing. So I was wondering if that's still the same thing. But the thing is, near that place, I couldn't see any McDonald's anywhere. So I'm like, is this really the right place? So I'm thinking it could be the right place, but just sadly the restaurants change because the last time Monster X went to Hong Kong was also in 2015, 16, something like that. They actually went there after I went, like a few months after I went there for my solo vacation to Hong Kong, which I thought was so interesting. But I wasn't a Monster X fan at that time. So anyway, so I want to believe that food court is the same, but sadly the McDonald's that was there is no longer in that area. And so I was kind of like, but it happens, of course. And also because of COVID, things could have changed. But now here's the thing. We went to the other side of this mall, and then there was McDonald's. And so I feel pretty sure that is not the exact McDonald's that Monster X went to. I think they decided to move to the other side of the mall, and that McDonald's looks a lot smaller than the one that Monster X went to. So yeah, so I was just like, huh, interesting. And so I took a picture, and so I'll show you guys more of like my traveling stuff later. But yeah, but I should definitely do that before the new year. Now that I think about it. So anyways, yeah. So I just wanted to share that story that I went to that mall, and I just thought was interesting. And then another thing, did I go to another thing I went to inspired by Monster X? I'm trying to think. Uh, no, no, no. So they also went to other places, but I've been to those places before. So I only wanted to say the thing that I went to somewhere new because of Monster X. So I think that's the only thing, only that mall. Yeah. Yeah. And other things I just wanted to go because I've been there before. So yeah. So we also took the ferry. Hong Kong has like this like bay. I don't know what. So just this ocean bay thing that you can cross over with a ferry. So we did that, and then we also saw Bruce Lee's statue, and then we went to some popular areas of Hong Kong for eating and shopping. And yeah, I personally thought it was fine. I mean, I'm not sure if my mom really enjoyed it because she was sick. And then when I talked to her more about it, she's like, why didn't we go to like more fancy places? I'm like, Mom, we are not here to splurge on expensive things. We're here to enjoy the culture of Hong Kong. So I don't know. My mom is a typical Korean. Now that I think about it, she's like, when you go on vacation, you shouldn't like worry about money and stuff. But I'm like, Mom, we're not made of money. If we were super super rich, yeah, maybe we can do that. But I personally like to be responsible when I'm spending on a vacation. So, anyways, thankfully I was there to make sure my mom didn't like spend anything too crazy. But anyway, so overall, how much we spent on our vacation, like with Osaka and Hong Kong, I felt was very reasonable in my opinion. I felt it was reasonable, and I was there to make sure we don't buy things that we don't have to buy. And yeah, and I also ate all the foods in Hong Kong that I wanted to eat. And so of course number one was dim sum. We did that. I got some baked good stuff that I wanted to eat. Um we ate like uh, we ate like this I don't know if it's Chinese food or Hong Kong food, but they're like noodle dishes and soup and duck and stuff. So I don't know what kind, but just typical Chinese food. So we ate all those typical Chinese food. I had the Hong Kong milk tea. Like, I thought it was special, but I'm not too sure anymore. I can't say how that tasted like, but I'm just like, "Oh, okay." I just felt good, just eating a Hong Kong thing. And then we also ate at this place that's like a Hong Kong dessert place, so it had like, some kind of jelly and like a egg milk soup. I don't know. I took a picture of it. I need to show that later. And yeah, that was it. Yeah, so each time I go on vacation, we can only stay there for a short time, 2 nights and 3 days. And so in general, in my opinion, even though it is short, but I feel like it's enough to do exactly what we want to do. Just eat all the food we want, see a few things. My mom is not interested to have to go long distances to see anything because of her age. And it was just fine. It was perfectly fine. And if you guys don't know, but my dad was born in Hong Kong, so I consider myself half Hong Kong Chinese since he was born there, but he wasn't raised there. He moved to USA at a young age. And so anyways, regardless, my Chinese side of the family, they're from China and from Hong Kong. So yeah. And so anyways, yeah, so I felt like it was nice to enjoy that culture since I can't have that in Korea, of course. And so yeah, so just immerse in that culture. And I do know some Cantonese and Chinese, so I do know some of the language as well. And so I really thought I was gonna not be able to communicate with anyone because I don't use Chinese at all in my life. I live in Korea, as you guys know. So I really thought I wouldn't be able to do well. But my long-term memory is pretty good. So I was able to communicate with people. Very rarely we meet people that didn't know English, but I would use my Cantonese to talk to them. And we did it very okay. Or I did it. I mean, I did it very okay. So I was very, very shocked at my long-term memory that I was able to communicate fine in Cantonese with people, like basic conversation, not like something super complicated or anything, but it's just as basic as needed to like shop, eat, buy something, ask a question, something like that. Just just as basic as can be, and I can get by okay with my long-term memory of the Chinese Cantonese language. FYI, I went to a Chinese immersion school, elementary to middle school. And so anyways, yeah. So my Chinese used to be super good when I was younger, but then I stopped using it after the age of 13, 14. So that's why, and now I'm 33, so that's why most of that memory is gone. But since I learned at a young age, I think that's why the memory is still kind of stuck in there, which is good. So anyways, moving on. Yeah, so Hong Kong I felt was fine. And it's also the flight time from Korea to Hong Kong was 3.5 hours. And I felt like the flight time was super fast. I was honestly shocked that it was 3.5 hours. Like I each time I flew, to Korea and then to Hong Kong, I took a nap during the flight. And even with a short nap, I mean, yeah, 3.5 hours. Wow, it flew by. And so I really liked that it didn't feel super long or painful on the flight ride going to Hong Kong. So I wanted to mention that it's pretty okay. And yeah, yeah. And also, I'm not sure if I want to go to Hong Kong again anytime soon. So with my brother, he wants to go to Japan all the time. He's like, there's still more things of Japan we have yet to see, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, okay, fine. But personally for me, Hong Kong, like, there's not really a lot of things to do there. You know, like if we stay there even longer, I'd be like, I don't know what else to do in Hong Kong. So I really feel like 3 days, 2 nights there was really, really enough. And like I don't see the need to have to go to Hong Kong again anytime soon. I guess that's what I mean. It's just really um I don't know, like there's really nothing else to do there except eating. Only the food I want to eat, and I don't need to eat that all the time. It's not really my soul food. I think Korean food is more of my soul food, but Hong Kong food, Chinese food is just every so often, just because I haven't had it in so long. That's when I like to eat it. But I personally cannot eat Chinese food every single day. Yeah, I can't. So anyways, um yeah, yeah. So anyways, I feel like it's gonna be a really long time until I want to go to Hong Kong again. Or maybe if the next Monster X or One O concert is in Hong Kong. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'm not sure because I don't know. I'll think about it. So yeah, so the next time I go to a different country, usually what makes me want to go is if there's a concert that I want to go to. But these days, because of my mom wanting to travel a lot, she's the reason why I'm traveling a lot. So I don't know. We'll see. So with Hong Kong, I don't think my mom wants to go to Hong Kong again anytime soon as well. And Yeah. So I just imagine the next time I go to Hong Kong, maybe with my dad. I mean, he hasn't been to Hong Kong in forever, but so I'm thinking, yeah, maybe next time I can go with my dad. Yeah, that would be nice. I think next time I should go with my dad. Yeah. I'll ask him about it when he feels ready to go. And then with my siblings, they haven't been to Hong Kong in a very long time. Yeah, maybe the rest of my family we should go to Hong Kong together again. Yeah, maybe that'll be the next time we go. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So that was Hong Kong, and then after Hong Kong, sadly, that's when I got sick, as you guys know. So I came back to Korea December 14th nighttime, and so the thing is that on that day, so we flew out of Hong Kong 1 p.m. I think. Yeah. So we flew out of Hong Kong 1 p.m. And the thing is, the night before, I was feeling something in my throat already. So I was like, Mom, on that night, and we spent all day together, everything, talking, eating, even though my mom tried to not pass her cold to me, but I'm like, come on, we're eating, talking, and everything. And my mom is not wearing her mask 24/7, of course not. So we tried our best to be careful, but I still had a feeling she would make me sick. And so thankfully on you know, the last day of Hong Kong, and it was before we went to sleep. That's when I was like, Mom, my throat feels funny now. And so she's like, how about eat some of this medicine, some herbs. And she's like, and I'm like, okay. So yeah, because she prepared all this medicine for herself, but she's like, yeah, maybe you just eat this medicine just in case. I'm like, okay. So yeah, so anyways, I was already feeling it on our last day of Hong Kong. And so the next day, waking up and going to the airport, I'm like, I'm not feeling so great, but not super bad. Thankfully, I was well enough to go through that whole traveling process until we landed in Korea. So what do I mean by that? I didn't feel super terrible. Yeah, I didn't feel super terrible, but it really felt like the beginning of me being sick. But I am very grateful I didn't feel super unwell during the whole travel time, because Hong Kong airport is so big. So we had to walk a very, very long time to get to our gate. So I was exhausted by the time we got to our gates. And so I remember that. And then on the flight, and then just knocking out, and then just waiting until the flight was over. And then when we got to Korea, it was raining, and so I was like a little bit worried, will we be okay? But no, planes are usually very safe, but it's still, you can't help to be worried while flying. And so anyways, yeah, but it was raining in Korea when we landed, and we landed all fine. It was good. And yeah, and so by the time we got home and everything, I was so exhausted. Of course, it was basically a whole day of traveling. And I get home, and I'm just like, I think I'm sick, but it's okay. So even though, yeah, I thankfully was not feeling super terrible, but yeah, by the time we got home, I just wanted to go to sleep and see what happens. If Yeah, but my mom prepared some medicine for me just in case, and I'm like, okay, let's wait and see. And so once we got back to Korea, I just went to sleep because we landed at nighttime. So I went to sleep, and then the next day I felt way sicker. So it was just, man, so I was, but it's okay. It's okay. So yeah, so the timing of everything is so interesting. So I'm really glad I wasn't super sick during that whole time of traveling out of Hong Kong. And so yeah, so it was the day after, that's when my body is like, we're super sick today. And so yeah, so I was super sick, but what I mean by that is just a common cold. So I definitely just felt the common cold symptoms, just like sneezing, coughing, scratchy throat. I'm just like, okay, it's just a common cold. It'll go away in due time. And then my mom prepared this medicine for me. And so I just rested medicine and go about the rest of my days just hoping this cold will leave in due time, which that's the thing. Colds, there's no cure for it. You just have to wait for it to leave. So one day after another, I'm resting a lot, doing my best to not overexert myself, blah, blah, blah. I really wanted to do my best, but every single day, the sickness like persisted. So I can't say it got worse or got better. And so going down the timeline, so 10 days later on December 24th, Christmas Eve, that's when I went to Busan. So I was hopeful after 10 days of me catching this cold, I should be okay. But in general, I felt okay-ish. So the thing is, I didn't feel so sick that I had to go see the doctor yet. Not yet. So yeah, so by the time it got to the weekend and then having to leave on Christmas Eve, I honestly felt okay. So, but not great. Okay, so I felt okay, but not great. And so I just I just decided to go. So I go to Busan and I'm just like, okay, let's just see what happens. Okay, so I go to Busan, and the thing is that from Seoul to Busan, I took a plane, and so the plane ride was so fast. I couldn't. I could, because I did take a plane before from Seoul to Busan before. But that was like years ago, and so I couldn't remember how fast or slow it was. But I could have sworn it took at least over an hour, but no, it took exactly an hour, and I was just very very shocked. And so anyways, I decided to take a plane from Seoul to Busan because I have miles that I can use. And so I'm just like, to save as much money as possible. And also I still couldn't believe that I decided to go to Busan to see IM. And so regardless, I wanted to save as much money as possible. I just came back from Hong Kong and Osaka. And so anyways, when I realized that I have miles that I can use, I decided to take the plane from Seoul to Busan. But I wanted to try to take the train from Busan to Seoul. And now I'll get to that in 1 second. So anyways, Christmas Eve. My plane from Seoul to Busan was at 2 p.m. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked that time. Yeah, 2 p.m. because I couldn't check into my hotel until 3 p.m. anyway. I'm like, there's no need to go there early. And so, yeah, so I picked a flight at 2 p.m. But thankfully I did. Like, all things happen for a reason. I'm so glad I picked a late flight because I still wasn't feeling well. So if I had to leave super early in the morning, like, I would have been so out of it. So anyway, so I was able to sleep in a little bit and then go to the airport and catch my flight at 2 p.m. And FYI, I think domestic flights in Korea are really interesting. It's just so interesting compared to an international flight. So the thing is, we're allowed to bring some liquids in our carry-on bags, while international flights you can't do that. So it's just new rules, and also I don't have to show my passport, of course, because it's a domestic flight. So anyways, it's just it's fascinating. So anyway, so I get through everything, but as I'm getting through everything, so this point of my sickness is that mucus just kept coming out of my nose all the time. And so every time when I'm coughing, it's because of like too much mucus has accumulated. And so it felt like every hour I had to go somewhere to blow my nose, or like go to the bathroom to blow my nose. It was pretty annoying. And so I'm just like, I really should prepare a lot of tissue in my bag to just prepare to like blow my nose when there's too much boogers in there. And so it was just yeah, it was really, if only I wasn't sick, I would have been able to like enjoy it peacefully and nicely, the whole Busan trip I was taking. But because of my sickness still going on and having to blow my nose at least once an hour, yeah, it was annoying. But it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, I'm still grateful that domestic flights in Korea are like really not too complicated, and just it was just cool. It was cool. And so anyways, so we're on the flight now to Busan, and legit took exactly 1 hour. By the time I got on the plane, by the time I got off the plane, that took exactly 1 hour. And I was like, wow, so it was just wild to me. So anyways, but yeah, but so I think the distance from Seoul to Busan is not equivalent to San Francisco to LA, because I've taken the plane from San Francisco to LA. I think that takes 1.5 hours. So yeah. So Seoul to Busan is really really super close. And so anyways, but for convenience sake, or super fast, that's why they have flights from Seoul to Busan. But it's really so close by. You don't really have to take a plane, unless again for convenience, or the to cut time. So anyways, I land in Busan, and overall feeling okay. The weather felt like 10 degrees Celsius warmer than Seoul, and so I was like, yeah. So it's just overall feeling good. And it's been, I think the last time I went to Busan was in 2017. So it's been a really long time since I've been to Busan, and I was very curious to if anything's changed or whatnot. And so taking the train from the Busan airport to my hotel, I thought was going to be difficult, but no, it was so easy. So I'm very grateful again for public transportation. Thank goodness. Now Busan is one of the biggest cities in Korea, so I think that's why their public transportation is pretty good. But if I was going to like the countryside or something where public transportation is not very a lot. What's that word? So it's not a lot, then I would have a tougher time. But thankfully, yeah, if you guys ever go visit Busan, it's really so easy to travel within Busan, even from the airport. Like the airport is outside of Busan a little bit. But yeah, the train to go from the airport to Busan, so easy. I'm so grateful for Korea and the public transportation system. Really so easy. And so yeah, so Busan is really a good city to go to as a tourist. It's really so easy to get around. So I was really thankful. Just everything was fine. Like given, I still was sick. So I was just really glad everything went smoothly. And then by the time I got to my hotel, it was already past check-in time. And so that was my plan. I'm just glad, able to check in all okay. And so this hotel, I couldn't talk about my hotel until after the trip, but this hotel I picked it because it was a nice one. I wanted to treat myself, so I wanted to stay in a nice hotel. But not only that, it's within walking distance of the concert venue for IM. And so I'm like, let's just make my life easy. I mean, because a hotel is definitely more expensive than like other cheaper places I could have stayed at. But I personally think this was not super expensive in my opinion, but it was definitely a nice hotel and walking distance within the concert venue. I'm like, I just want to make my life easier, but I'm so glad I had like that premonition, because no one, not even me, would have guessed I would have been sick, again, it's just wild to me that I'm just so glad that I picked these things, so anyways, because of this decision, thankfully, that I made to want to pay a bit extra for the hotel and then walking distance from the venue. So glad I did that because who would have thought I was sick? And so anyways, I really made my Busan trip for myself really easy, and thankfully I did that, not knowing I was going to be sick during this trip. So anyway, so I get to the hotel and it's very nice. Not super super fancy, it's not like Hilton or anything, but it's just nice, comfortable, clean hotel. I took photos, as I'll show it later. And yeah, and so because of me being sick, so the thing is, I was really close to the ocean. That's the only sad thing. I was really close to the ocean, so I wanted to try and visit the ocean, the beach side, while I was there. But because of my sickness, I'm like, it's not worth it. It's okay. And I'm gonna go to Busan again in a few months anyway. I'll talk about that later. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll see this ocean side again later. It's okay. So given I was only going to stay in Busan for a short time because the only reason I'm there is to see this IM festival. And so anyway, so I get there and the IM festival is the next day, Christmas Day. So I'm there for only one night for Christmas Eve. And so Christmas Eve, I decided to just what's nearby my hotel. And so thankfully, not only is the concert nearby, a big department store is also nearby. And so there are so many restaurants, cafes, and this big department store walking distance from my hotel. So I'm like, let's just go to this department store. Let's just see what's there. And so that's what I decided to do for the rest of my night and also eat dinner there. And so that's what I did. Um the thing is, I was so indecisive of what to eat. So I was walking around there in a department store for 1 hour. I was really so indecisive. I think because of my sickness. And also, I just really wanted to pick something that would be good for me. But also, I really wanted to eat something that I could only get in Busan. I was really trying my best to find something that's good for my sickness, but also Busan related. But then at the end, if you guys saw my tweet about, I'm like, you know what? All food in Busan is technically Busan food because they're making it in Busan. So I just try to, make sense of myself and like not make me suffer anymore by walking around forever. And so I got this I got this dish that I knew would be good for my sickness, but also it just in some sense kind of was like Busan feeling a little bit. But yeah, I did my best to try to get only Busan food, and I kind of did. And then I did that live in my hotel room of eating the Busan fish cake and that Castella cake. I thought those were good. And yeah, so I got them all at the department store, and yeah, so I thought was fine. Yeah, it was fine. And then at like 9 p.m., I was already feeling so tired given I was traveling all day and then I was walking for an hour in the department store trying to decide on my food. And so yeah, so I was really, really tired. So I decided to go to sleep early. But sadly, I didn't really sleep well. I don't know why. So the bed, the hotel, everything was fine, but I think there's something with hotels. The air is really, really dry. I don't know what they're doing, but But yeah, but the air was like super dry, and so because of my sickness, um, it kind of made it worse for me, and so I was like, ugh, kind of suffering in the and so anyways, yeah, so I had a feeling maybe that's what woke me up during the night, and then yeah, ended up with me not waking up well because of just yeah, it was just a rough sleep. It was definitely just rough for me. And so now it's Christmas Day. I was like, oh my gosh, it's Christmas Day. I'm in Busan and I'm gonna go see I.M soon. So it was just, oh, I don't know. I just felt so weird waking up on that day. So, anyways, yeah. So I wake up and then I didn't plan to stay at this hotel the next night. So I had to check out in that morning as well. Check out by 11 a.m. So I wake up and thankfully I didn't oversleep or anything. I woke up and got ready in time to check out before 11 a.m. And then yeah, but I was not feeling great, so just the lack of sleep, and then my sickness is still with me, like exactly the same. I didn't feel like it got worse or better. It just felt exactly the same, just lots of boogers and having to blow my nose at least once an hour. That's basically just still the continuing thing about my sickness. And so so I check out by 11 a.m. But I am time slot for the festival is not until 3:20 p.m. if I remember correctly. So I still had a few hours until then, but also remember I'm walking distance from the concert venue. And so I decided to just I should just wait around, eat lunch somewhere, and just chill out until I feel like going inside. And so that's basically what I did for the first few hours. And so the thing is, after I finished eating lunch, it was already like 12 or 1 p.m. and I knew the festival was gonna start at 12 p.m. So I'm just like, let me just go see how it is, the entrance and stuff. And so when I got there, I think it was like 12:30 to 1, but there were so many people there. So many people there trying to get in. And so I'm just like, wow, it's already 12:30 slash 1 p.m. And I'm like, yeah, why is there still so many people trying to get in at this time? I don't know. So I just thought it was very interesting, so many people at this time. So I'm like, well, regardless, I.M is not performing until like a few hours from now. And so I was hoping maybe after an hour or so, this big crowd of people will all go inside, and then I hopefully can check in to go into the festival all okay. And so, anyways, yeah. So for the next few hours, I'm just walking around, just doing whatever until I felt was finally time to go. And so I finally went in at 2 p.m. Yeah, 2 p.m. And at that time, thankfully, there was no one crowding the entrance anymore. And I was like, okay, cool. And so I did my thing to check in and all that jazz. And then yeah, and then I go inside, and then I showed it on my Insta Live. And during that time, I still not feeling great. Yes, I was still not feeling great. Just I had lots of tissue in my bag just to blow my nose whenever I needed to blow my nose. And then finally I.M's performance came on, and then yeah, and then I already like talked about it in the last live, but I think because I still haven't talked about Infinite concert, the Someday festival with Shonu Hyungwon. Technically, I still haven't really talked about the Genie festival with I.M, and now with this Christmas festival with I.M. So I need to talk about that all at one time. I think that's just best to do. I'd rather just kill four birds with one stone. I'll talk about it all together at one time. I'm thinking I could do that tomorrow. I'm thinking because it's the live I'm gonna do, like reflecting about 2023. And so with all these things that I did, and I still haven't talked about it really in detail, I rather let's do it all at once, and let's do that tomorrow. So yeah, so I'll talk more about the Christmas festival tomorrow. And so anyway, so yeah, so after that was done, given my condition, I did not want to keep staying at this festival. I know CN Blue was going to perform after, and other people were performing that I didn't know. And so, but regardless, I'm not a CN Blue fan. And the thing is that I also plan to go back to Seoul on the same day. All right. So yeah, so I really just I felt no need to stay in Busan for that long. So again, my premonition, thankfully I had good premonition. So I'm really glad I decided to not stay in Busan for so long, which was good for me because I was sick. So anyways, so I planned this already, is that after I.M's time slot was over, which they already told us beforehand when it will be over. And so I try to think how long it would take me from there to then on my journey to go back to Seoul. And so I booked my train ticket for 8 p.m. Yeah. 8 p.m. And so his performance ended at, I think 4 p.m., around 4 p.m., 4:10ish p.m., around there. And so yeah, so that was what was kind of to be expected, but he did start late. So regardless, even though he started late, I still had good timing. And so at this point, seeing it was 4 something, I have 4 hours until my train departs. I had to go. So yeah, so I had to go. And so after I am's performance was done, I got ready to leave and go to the train station. And so why did I decide to take the train? I never in my life took KTX, which is the high speed train of Korea. Never took it before. I mean, I never really had a need to take it before. And so the thing is that when I go to Busan again in a few months from now, my brother wants to experience how is the high speed train in Korea. And I'm like, okay, sure, yeah, we can do that. And so I'm like, well, how about before we do that in a few months from now? How about I experience it first? And so I wanted to do that, to experience it first so that I could prepare what exactly happens during this whole thing, so that once we do it again a few months from now, we won't be like confused or like make a mistake or something. And so yeah, so I basically was like the guinea pig of like figuring out how the KTX works and all that jazz. So that's the main reason why I decided to take the train back to Seoul. And so the thing is, it takes 3 hours, 3 hours from Busan to Seoul by KTX train, and it's the fastest high speed train that exists in Korea, and it takes 3 hours. But I mean, keep in mind the plane ride was exactly 1 hour. So I think this the fastest train that we have in Korea, and it takes 3 hours from Busan to Seoul. I think that's really impressive, isn't it? I think it is. And so, anyways, yeah, so my first time taking KTX, and so I go to the train station, and everything is completely new to me. I've never been to this train station before. I just everything is completely new to me. And so I was a little bit worried on like how exactly to go about it, but thankfully I'm really good at problem solving. I don't know what is it about me, but thankfully I figured out everything on my own. And so the crazy thing about the KTX in Korea, you don't show your train ticket. So let me explain. Okay, so I booked it online because I just felt like that's probably best and easy, that you reserve your train ticket online, making sure that your seat is available for that time and date beforehand, right? Just makes sense. Like most people should do that, right? But if you want, you could still buy the train ticket in person at the train station, of course, if they have seats available. And so, anyways, I booked it online. So I have my ticket ready. I mean, it doesn't show on my phone app the actual ticket, but it does show me a QR code. So I'm like, I wonder what exactly happens for the train ride and like going in it and stuff. And so I did ask an information booth at the train station, like asking them, "Hey, am I supposed to show anything when I get on the train?" And she says to me, "You don't have to show anything." And I'm like, "What?" So it was shocking. It was shocking to me when she said that to me. And I'm like, "Well, I have here like a QR code. Like there's nothing I do. Like I there's never any, so sorry. So I ask her I ask her, like, I never need to use anything, to get on the train. She's like, if someone asks you for some, or like for something, like you could show that, but you don't have to show anything when you get on the train. You just get on the train. And I'm just like, okay. So I was honestly very worried. Okay, so I was honestly worried. I trust her, of course. She's the information booth at the train station, but I'm like, is Korea really this crazy that you can get on a train and never show a train ticket? So I just okay. So FYI, the subway in Korea, any subway, Busan subway, Seoul subway, all the subways I've used, you always have to click like a card, and like this card takes out money of like the fare to get on the subway, right? So that's like your proof of getting on the subway. Yeah, you have to have this card to pay. So I mean, you would think on an expensive train, like this is not a cheap train I'm riding on, it's expensive, and no one ever checks my train ticket. So I don't I just I'm still floored by it. That's really just, it was so crazy to me. So anyways, hey, if any of you guys have trains in your country, can you tell me if you guys like have to show your train ticket? Can I assume usually you do? So okay, so anyways, so for some reason in Korea, okay, the KTX, at least, I mean, I don't know about other trains, but I want to assume maybe all trains in Korea is like this, but I'm only speaking of using the KTX. So anyways, so I okay, so here's what happens. Okay, so my train departs at 8 p.m. And there's a big screen showing all the details about all the trains and what track they would be on. And so I had to find my train and make sure all the information matches of the seat that I booked, and everything did. And so the train is just there on the tracks, open doors. Anyone, like, there's no what do you call those things? There's no barrier. There's no barrier at all of like blocking anyone. It's like free for all. Anyone can walk in and out. Anyone could get on the train if they want to. Okay, so like it's legit free for anyone to there's no barrier. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So there's no barrier at all. The train is there with the doors open, and I just hop inside. No one is checking anything. It's just wild to me. It's also I get on the train, no one checks anything, so I just get on, and so I'm like, okay, well, I know my seat number is this one, and so I just go find my seat number, and I'm like, okay, here's my seat number, and I just sit down, and I'm like, is this really is it really okay? And so anyways, so I sit on my seat, right, and I'm just like, just waiting until who knows what happens. And now here's the thing. Few minutes later, I mean, I'm so glad I didn't get situated in my seat yet. So it was only a few minutes later. A lady comes to me and says, hey, what's your seat number? And I'm like, this is my seat number. She's like, I'm the seat number 2. And I'm like, what? So I'm just like, oh no. Okay, so she shows me, on her app, about her ticket and stuff. And yeah, it says the same seat. But I'm like, by chance, is there another place that has the same seat? And she doesn't say anything. And I'm just like, because I assume she just doesn't know. And I'm like, okay. So I pull up on my app. I'm showing my ticket. I'm like, yeah, this is what it shows for me too. And so I show her my seat number and ticket. She's like, oh, you're in a different car. And I'm like, what? I'm like, excuse me. So I wonder how come she didn't answer me that there are different cars of the exact seat number. So that was my initial question that I asked her before, but she didn't answer me. So anyways, who knows? Was this her first time on KTX2? I don't know, but she says here, oh, you're in a different car. And I'm like, oh, so this is so I'm like, what car number is this? And so blah blah. So we get through the conversation, and I'm just like, oh, I see. So I have to be in this number car, in this number seat. So the train, right? There's cars of a train, right? Is that what it's called? It's called, do you guys get me? So the train has different segments, and so each segment is a car. And so the first one is called car number 1, car number 2, car number 3, car number 4. So I was in car number 12, I think, except on my ticket, I'm car number 14, but the seat number is exactly the same as this lady. And so I'm just like, why would they make it so complicated? Why can't the whole train all have different seat numbers? Who knows? Okay, but anyways, so when I found this out, well, I'm like, I'm glad to know this now, so that when we go again in March, we will have no issue whatsoever. I'm now an expert of KTX. Okay, so anyways, I find that so interesting. Why do they organize the seat numbers that way? And so anyways, but that's good to know all this information about the KTX seat number, and you need to know the car number, and that's where your seat is. And so anyway, so I go there. I'm now situated in my exactly correct seat, and I was like, wow, this has been a crazy experience. I still couldn't believe it. Okay, so anyways, the train is moving now. All right, the train is moving, and I'm like, is there really no one that's gonna ask me, for proof of me buying this train ticket seat, because I see some some workers, they look like workers, some workers of the train, like they walk by every so often, but I don't know what they're doing, but they just walk by, but they never ask to anyone to show proof of anything. So I was still worried during the whole entire train. I'm like, what if someone comes up to me asking me for something? I mean, what if I'm in the wrong seat again? So I'm just like, I just didn't feel comfortable to take a nap during the train ride, and I just want to just go by it, the whole thing, and yeah, if anyone asks me about anything, and just see what happens. And so anyways, after 3 hours. Now, the thing is, those 3 hours flew by really fast too. I don't know if it's only me, but really, really, it was so fast, those 3 hours on the train. And absolutely no one asked me for proof of my ticket. I was like, this is wild. I think Korea is just such a trusting society, and because I personally don't think this is possible in the USA. If in the USA they actually do this, and like, I can't believe it. And so anyway, so I want to believe this is like unique to Korea, because I can't believe no one ever checks your ticket, like proof that you bought a ticket to sit. I don't, wild to me. But that made me think though, if you are seated in a seat that someone else paid for, like they would say, like, hey, do you have proof of the seat? Because I have here proof that I paid it and like you're in my seat, just like how that lady did to me. I think they could combat it by like, people would say, like, hey, you're in my seat, you didn't pay for this, like blah blah blah, and then maybe they'll get arrested. I don't know. So maybe, in Korea they have like strict punishments like that if you do something that dishonest, and you get caught. So I want to believe maybe that's why it works in Korea. I don't know, but that's just, anyways, it's wild. All right, so you guys ever take KTX in Korea, you never have to show your proof of train ticket unless for some reason they ask you for it. But no, yeah, they never ever ask you. And so anyways, by the time it was my spot, it was my time to get off the train. Like they have different spots to stop at within Korea. And so yeah, so once it reached Seoul, I got off, and again, still no one checking my ticket. I just got off at the station, and then I took the local subway to get to my house. And I'm just like, that was wild. It's just wild. That's all I can say. It was so wild taking KTX. And so in my opinion, I kind of prefer taking KTX instead of the plane for Busan to Seoul, because I mean, number one, you can use Wi-Fi, and like Wi-Fi, your phone data, like on the plane you can't use your phone, so like being able to use my phone on the train, right? I think that also made the 3 hours fly by super fast, so if you guys saw my tweets, I was tweeting a lot on my train ride, and so I think that definitely helped a lot. And also it was just so comfortable. The chairs in the KTX train are very comfortable. I could have taken a nap if I wanted, but the seat does not lean back, sadly. That's one unfortunate thing. But it's okay. It's only 3 hours. It's not terrible. But still, the seat was very comfortable. You could like bring food to like eat on the train. There's no one there serving food. That's, but on the plane they don't really either, because it's such a short flight. And so anyways, but yeah, you could bring your own food on the train, is no issue. Um, yeah, yeah, but legit, those 3 hours went by so fast. And also, if only it was daytime. So I complained about this on Twitter. If only it was daytime, I could have looked out the window and see what was out there, because I was so curious what is in all this darkness. And so I hope that if we do take KTX later, that we'll take it in the daytime. But if we can't, it's okay. But yeah, I think that would have been nice to be able to see the view. And yeah, and also KTX is like 50% cheaper than the plane ticket. So I think, in my opinion, it's way more convenient to take the train rather than plane, in my opinion. So if you guys ever vacation in Korea and want to go to Busan, I recommend trying KTX, and just keep in mind you never have to show your train ticket, which is crazy. Okay. Okay, yeah. And then I come back to Korea Christmas night, and thankfully I come back before midnight. I was honestly very impressed with myself. I'm just like, did I really come back before midnight? And it's still Christmas. Crazy. Okay, so yeah, so it was a very memorable Christmas day for me, and I saw snow when I got to my station. I'm just like, oh, I wonder if it snowed in Seoul, and I think it did. I saw the news that apparently it was a white Christmas in Seoul, so I was like, wow, but at least I was able to see it at nighttime. So I was like, so nice. Yeah, I never saw it snow in Busan, but apparently it did snow in Busan, but I didn't see it at all when I was there. So anyways, it was so interesting. And so I was so worried if me going to Busan was not going to be worth it, especially with me being sick and all that stuff. But no, I'm honestly, now that I've experienced everything, I'm so glad that I decided to go to Busan. I'm so glad that it was actually worth it, and it was an interesting, fun experience. If only I wasn't sick. But even though I was sick, I still did my best to enjoy it as best as possible. And my premonition worked out for me to make my trip super easy. So yeah, so it was good. And so the next day, December 26th, I was assessing my health, and I'm just like, at this point, if I'm still not getting better, and I just went through this whole ordeal of this short Busan trip, I should probably go see the doctor and just make sure, am I really okay? And so yeah, so that's when I decided I should go to the doctor at that point. And then I realized, oh my gosh, I'm actually more sick than I thought. But as you guys know, I'm on the road to recovery now. I have the proper medicine that is really making me feel better. It's just slowly making me feel better, which I just makes me wonder, how sick am I? But I am very gonna stay positive that no matter how long it takes, and I'll go see the doctor again if I'm still sick. And so So surely in due time, you guys will see me perfectly healthy in 2024. All right, guys. So yeah, so I'm still on the road to recovery until finally you won't see me, coughing and blowing my nose. Yeah. So, anyways, that is finally the end of this like brief catching up that I wanted to do for today. And right now it's 11:30. That's crazy. But so I say that's crazy because I my sense of time is just is still very loopy while I'm under medication as well. So it says here I've been live for 1 hour and the time now is 11:30. I'm just like, what the heck? So anyways, so I was thinking I could continue doing this live until it turns New Year's Eve in Korea. I mean, why not? It's 30 minutes from now. So you guys can celebrate New Year's Eve with me in Korea. And then I could talk briefly about what I plan to do tomorrow. It involved with these lives, of course. And yeah, let's have a good rest of 2023 and we're gonna have another awesome year ahead for real. Hi guys, all right, okay, so yes, okay, so Unico, what's up, girlfriend? She says, did I try soup dumplings? I did. I forgot what it's called in Chinese. Is it called xiaolongbao? I think, yeah. So I did try it in Hong Kong, and I mean, it's good, right? It's good, but I think I'm not a huge fan of xiaolongbao to begin with. But we did eat that, yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, yeah, but it's not like it's not one of my favorites of Chinese dishes. I really like Chinese baked goods a lot, dim sum, like almost any kind of dim sum, I like it. Some noodle dishes. Yeah, that's all I could think of. Yeah. Ooh, so Unico says I was craving dim sum the other day, but I think they overcharged you because it was over $70. There were some dishes I shouldn't have chosen. What the heck? Okay. I don't know how prices are in the USA anymore because I think they're overall overcharging more because of inflation and right. So I just feel like is that kind of normal now that things are more expensive in the USA. So maybe they were overcharging, but it's because they had to. If you get what I mean. So yeah, so dim sum usually shouldn't be super expensive unless you go to a super fancy one or if you buy really expensive dishes. But I feel like in USA, every place that I went to, just thinking back when I went a few months ago, every place that I went to always felt really expensive to me. Even when I just bought like one dish from a restaurant, it cost me like $30. If I remember correctly, I'm like, is this for real? This whole dish cost me $30? But I don't know. Maybe I bought a fancy dish, but do you get me? I think yeah, I feel like in general, just USA is overinflating on a lot of stuff. And so good luck to anyone living in the USA. It just must be tough. And so do your best to budget well. And yeah, that's the best we can do. And so anyways, I wish I could just go to a random restaurant in Korea and just get dim sum. Like they do have them in Korea, actually they do, but they don't taste very good in Korea. I don't know what is it. Like I don't know what is it. I'm very, very curious why the dim sum they make in Korea is just not the same. Like aren't they using the same ingredients or I don't know, but it's just weird. And so I personally never would want to eat non-Korean food in Korea. I mean, sometimes the Mexican food, Thai food, I think those I've tried in Korea are not bad, but I want to believe, of course, in the native country tastes a lot better. But the Korean style, I guess, yeah, it feels like the Korean style of these foreign foods, and so that's how I felt like with the Hong Kong food when I eat it in Korea. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's one thing I envy about USA. You could get lots of like really legit other country food in USA quite easily. Yeah, but the downside is that they're so expensive. Yeah. Cherry, what's up, Cherry? How are you? And then Unico says I was not able to buy the MX Friends DVD because Gmarket changed their login system, and you can't log in. Oh my gosh. Okay. So I am not sure how it works with the foreign account on Gmarket. I've done for so my Gmarket account is because I'm in Korea, so it's like connected to my Korean phone number. Like they require me to do that. But as far as I know, the global Gmarket, you could just make it with only an email address, as far as I know. So I'm not sure what's going on there, Unico, but you could contact Gmarket customer service about it, or in my opinion, just make a new account. So I've done that before, like making multiple Gmarket accounts because of a purchase limit. And so yeah, if you're having trouble with your own account, maybe just make a new one and then try to see if you could buy it from there. Because that's I don't know what's going on with Gmarket. So that's the best advice I can give of as much as I know about it. Yeah, yeah. And if anyone else is having trouble logging into Gmarket, and I personally can't speak on that because I have a Korean account. So interesting. I wonder what's going on. Okay, so anyways, I'm done catching up. So do you guys have anything to catch up? So Cherry, there's so many. I don't know if you're still here. Are you still here? But Cherry, I have so many questions to ask you. But we could talk about it now, or we could talk about it tomorrow. Up to you. Like, are you free? Are you more free tomorrow, or are you free now? I don't know. But again, up to you. And I wonder, like anyone else that has questions for you too. But yeah, I mean, we could talk about anything. So yeah, there's like 25 minutes left until midnight here. So yeah, if you guys have anything else to talk about, we can talk about it. Or if you guys have any like random questions, yeah, about Gmarket, anything like that. Yeah, you can ask me too, because yeah, I'm still my K shopper. If you guys, of course, you guys know. Yeah. So yeah, if there's anything to talk about, even shopping. So, I mean, okay. So the thing is, shopping wise, these days, I feel like has gone calmer. I mean, yeah, they recently, about the MX Friends DVD stuff, and then MX Seasons Greetings. I saw that some people are getting it already, but not from Starship. They got it from Apple Music. So of course, the Seasons Greetings was sold on different stores, but it's so crazy to me. Apple Music is shipping them out before Starship. So I only ordered my Seasons Greetings from Starship. And none of them are ready for shipment yet. And I'm just like, are you kidding me? And like, we're going to be in 2024 soon. It's like, what? And how come Apple Music was able to do? I don't know. That's always so annoying. Just buying from Starship is always so annoying. But I expect I'll get my Seasons Greetings hopefully by next week, hopefully. But then yeah, that's right, guys. I have to do so much unboxings. Like I know. And so and then I already have one of those 2024 Seasons Greetings. If finally after 1 year I can open it and see it for the first time. But yeah, one thing at a time. So one thing. So for sure, after I finally get better, once I'm not loopy and once I'm fully in good health and no more medication, that's when I want to hopefully do lots of unboxings in January. Hopefully, I mean, there's no pop-up store this January, thank goodness. And so hopefully I could do lots of unboxings once I'm feeling better. And what else? I think that's it. I mean, this is interesting. This is kind of like the first New Year's Eve / into the new year where MX are not doing something, because most of them are in the military now. So this is the first New Year's of nothing MX like on TV or like performance. So I find it kind of good, in my opinion, a little bit good, because I'm sick anyway. So if they did had something, where we could go see them and stuff, I wouldn't be able to go because I'm sick. But yeah, so all things happen in good coincidence these days. And so yeah, so I just feel very chill. It just feels very chill with most of the guys in the military, and a lot of them posted on Fan Cafe today, which was cool. Yeah. But I want to assume more. They'll say more things tomorrow. Yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, it's just interesting, these 2 years of experiencing MX not working, if you guys get what I mean. Like they're on hiatus. I guess let's put it that way, on hiatus. Yeah. So it just feels interesting. But I'm honestly grateful for it. I like having a break from them. You guys get me? I really do like it, and especially because I've been sick this month. It's just good timing for me to get sick, and they're not doing anything. So yeah, it just feels nice, in my opinion. It feels nice. But I totally understand some people feel like, oh, I feel so bored and there's no MX10 going on. I totally understand that too. I think we all will go through those phases. But I think for me, I finally feel more used to it. And maybe it's because I've been sick. I want to believe that's the main thing about it, is like after my busy year and then getting sick, I feel really good that there's not a lot happening with my favorite singers at this time when usually they would be, right? So yeah, yeah. And then next year might still be quiet. Only Wano and Minhyuk would be back. And I don't want to believe they're going to do any performances or anything at the end of the year. So I think next year will still be quiet, but at least Wano and Minhyuk, maybe they'll do like a YouTube live things with Shanu, of course. I am honestly, I wonder is I am gonna enlist soon. So should I talk about it now? Okay, one sec. So yeah, I wonder about IM these days. After the Christmas festival, I wonder a lot about IM now. Okay. So let's one thing at a time. So hello. Okay. So Unico says I hate the verification number system because I couldn't reset my password for your With Me account and had to create a new account for the site. Oh my gosh. So verification number system. So why would that cause an issue? It's just a number that pops up and you just input it and then you log in. But unless it says you need a phone number, that's when it's weird. But like if it's a global account, they shouldn't be asking for a phone number though. In Korea, it's very normal. Like every account I make in Korea on a website, blah blah, they always say you need to verify your phone number. They do that because it's confirming your identity and your age, and making sure you're of age to use their stuff. And yeah, so in Korea, just a lot of things we do have to do with our phone numbers. But global accounts, they shouldn't be asking for that. So yeah. But With Me, it was so annoying when With Drama changed to With Me. I was so annoyed with that too, but I figured it out. But yeah, I feel you on that. Okay, so Unico ordered 2 seasons greetings from Starship and then 2 from K-Town for You. Oh, K-Town for You. I don't know if they've been shipping out, but I only saw Apple Music so far. But wow, and then good for you. You buy 2 of each on different. I mean, is it because of the photo card? Yeah, I understand. But hey, you use those calendars as much as you want. That's great to hear. Oh my gosh, you came home half an hour ago. Cherry says she came home half an hour ago from your date with your fiance. What the heck? What good timing we have, girlfriend. Okay. Well, I'm if you want to talk about it now, we could. But if you want to wait until tomorrow. So the thing is, Cherry, I'll be doing 2 lives tomorrow. That's my hope. But I'll do my best to make sure I can do. So I'm gonna do 2 lives tomorrow. So if you want to talk with me about it tomorrow, or you want to talk with me about it now, up to you. Let me know. Unico says, don't register for an account from Korea with a Gmail email address because you'll never receive the emails. Oh, or any foreign email. Okay, good to know. So Unico's advice, and when you use Gmail to register with Korean website. I don't know how it works yet because I don't do that. But yeah, but if it's really difficult with a Gmail, okay. Then I recommend you guys should get a Korean email address. So the Korean email sites, that's what I mean. So that's Naver, Tom. I think those are the 2 big ones now that I think about. Only Naver or Tom. So if you guys are able to make an email from either Naver or Tom and then use that for Korean website registration, I think those email addresses, what did I just say? Those email addresses should work better. Yeah. So I think that's good advice indeed. Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Just Korea, given as a small country and they do lots of things within Korea, but of course with Korean made things like cacao is used so much in Korea. Like it's crazy. And then also with the neighbor as well. It's just so many things. But from anyways, you get me. Okay. I am said he is working on a new album, so he is not enlisting anytime soon. That's right. So he's not enlisting. So what did I just say? He's not enlisting super soon. That's true. He's not enlisting super soon, but I wonder if he's going to enlist before the summer of next year. So within the next 6 months, that's what I mean. I wonder. So that's why it made me think, will we see him next Christmas? I don't know. Or next end of the year. That's also what I mean. Yeah. So yes, because he said this at the Christmas festival. He has a single to come out early next year. I don't know what it is, but some kind of single to come out early next year, and people are thinking that'll be in January. I'm like, maybe, but he only said early next year, so whatever that means. And then he wants to release an album during the first half of next year. So that's exactly what he said. So I'm just thinking he'll release these songs, and I just wonder if it's because he will be enlisting during the first half of next year. I don't know. So this whole time I was accepting that he was going to enlist in 2025 because it seems like that's what everyone is saying. I mean, the MX guys, I.am himself, that's what it seems like. I personally would not like it if he was gonna to enlist so late. It's like, why? It's just really so annoying to me that why would you want to enlist that late? And so here's my thinking, because it all started because of Woods. So Woods, his real name is Seungyeon. He's born 1996, but he's 7 months younger than I am. And so he, for some reason, he's enlisting next month, January 2024. I don't know why, because I thought kids born in 1996, at least in the entertainment industry, they don't have to enlist until 2025, which is why I thought with I am, he's going to wait as late as possible and go in 2025, which is annoying, but I understand as well, but still so annoying to me. And so seeing Woods having to enlist next month, and I don't believe he's choosing to enlist early. I think he's required to enlist next month. It just makes me think. So it just makes me think, because another thing to always keep in mind, the Korean government military, they change the rules all the time. So I saw a Korean news article about this recently, is that they changed the rules where, like, before, if you are too overweight or too underweight, they will exempt you from doing military service. Yeah. Just in terms of like health, I guess health, but there's other things that gets you exempted, like if you have really bad eyesight, or if you're blind, basically. But even if you have like super bad eyesight, they could exempt you from not doing military because you have really bad eyesight. So just think of it that way. So yeah, if you're super overweight or super underweight, you could be exempted. But they recently changed it because not many people are able to do military service these days. So what I mean by that is because of Korea's low population rate. We could talk about it another time if you guys know about it or not. But sadly, Korea's population is declining, and so less people are able to go to the military, of course. And so because of this issue now, they decided to change the rules where if you are overweight or underweight, you can still enlist in the military. You will no longer be exempted. So I don't know how that will be concerning their health in the military if they're very overweight or underweight. I don't know how exactly it's going to go, but that was a recent law that got changed. And so after I saw that article as well, and then Woods enlisting next month, I'm thinking something could be happening where like the Korean government and military are like, hey, we need more people in the military right now. There's just at this moment, there's not many people. What's the word? Like, they're understaffed. That's what I mean, that they're understaffed. And so they could be changing the rules every so often so that they can have more people help them as they are understaffed. You guys get me? And so maybe with people born 1996, they're like, hey, you can't extend it anymore. You have to come now. We need more people in the military right now. I wonder if that's happening. So that's what I mean about like my guess about everything. Woods enlisting next month, and then maybe he can no longer delay it anymore, and he has to enlist next year. Now, personally for me, I think that's great. Okay, so for me, I think that's great, but don't take my word for it. I'm just observing what's going on, seeing that Korean news article, seeing Woods enlist next month. It makes me wonder. It just makes me wonder if maybe, I'm sorry to say this, that my wish is coming true. I'm sorry to say that. I feel really bad saying that, but I hope you guys get me, because I talk about this all the time. I really want I.am to enlist now, like as soon as possible, because now that most of the guys have enlisted in 2023, as long as he enlists, but before June 2024, he will come back at the end of 2025. And I think that will be amazing. And we don't have to wait for him any longer for a full group come back and all that stuff, you know? And so I really have been hoping for something to happen where he has to go to the military early. So that's kind of crazy if my wish is coming true. And I'm sorry to anyone out there who is like, why did you wish for this to come true? I'm sorry. I'm not able to control the future. Of course not. But it's so crazy that what I want happen if it does actually happen. But hold the horses, okay? I really don't want to expect it yet. It's just for now. For some reason, it's just there's lots of signs going on that makes me wonder if he will be enlisting before next summer. So that's all I mean by that. So I'm just ever since the Christmas festival and all these things I've been noticing these days, I just really wonder. I really wonder. And so, you know, if Korea needs more people in the military and like I am, you go do it early. Okay. So anyways, but I am concerned about Korea's population decline. Let's talk about that next time, not here. So Korea's population decline is very concerning, but yeah, but we need people in our military in Korea. So yeah, if they're running out of people, they got to change the laws and get going. All right. So anyways, so let's wait and see. So I wonder if IM knows what's gonna happen soon. Maybe we don't know. Like maybe he's already aware because one of his friends, he is friends with Woods, just is seeing, you know, he's gonna enlist next month. So yeah, and so he would ideally want to release another album before he enlists. Of course, he would want to do that. So, so I need to set expectations low, but this is just my feelings for now, guys. That's all I just want to say for now. Okay, so let's keep talking. Okay, Unico says the verification numbers are emailed, but I never received those emails. Oh, that's what you mean. That's what you mean. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Okay. So that's why you advise don't use Gmail because you don't get those emails to verify. Got it. But then I want to assume if you use a Naver or a Talon email address, it will surely go a lot better. So good to know. I understand what you mean now. And then with Muse support said they have problems with Gmail. Okay, good to know. I mean, the thing is, almost everyone in the world uses Gmail. Even I use Gmail, myksharper@gmail.com. But yeah, so interesting. It's just not compatible with them. Just interesting. But yeah, but like I said, Korea is a small country. So all the things that are convenient to do in Korea is from Korean-based things like Naver, Tom, Kakao. So yeah, so like Gmail is not, yeah, okay, you get me. Okay. So you had to have that to buy MX membership. So the MX fan club membership was on Melon. Okay. So something about Melon and the Kakao thing. Yeah. I know many people, that have issues with it. Yeah. Hardship cases. A celebrity was exempt because they were the sole caretaker of their. Yeah. So like I've seen those things about famous actors who got exempted from the military. So one of them, because he was the only person taking care of his mom, and like no one else that he's related with can take care of his mom. So they exempted him because he has to. He's the only person that can take care of his mom. But like, I wonder what kind of exemptions is it? Because can't he like send his mom to a nursing home, and like he's a very very rich celebrity. So I don't know. It's just a little bit. It just makes me wonder, like, to what extent do they really allow these things? So keep in mind, all those past celebrities who got exempted from the military with whatever reason it is, it most likely changed a lot now. So I don't know to what extent any of these rules to get exempted, because as I just said earlier, you used to be exempted if you're overweight or underweight, but now just recently it got changed that's no longer an exemption anymore. So everything can change all the time. So any celebrities that got exempted, it might not be the case anymore these days. So just always keep that in mind. The laws are always changing. Always, yeah. Yeah, it's always interesting to know. Like that's why I always don't have a clear idea about the military and when the singers have to go and stuff. It's always different all the time. And like before, it was 2.5 years. I remember for the longest time, we don't see these singers for 2.5 years, but then I don't know when, but then they cut it down to 1.5 years. So like really, we're so lucky that with our MX guys Wano that they only have to do 1.5 years. I don't know what we would 2.5 years is really I don't know. It's short. It's short because before that, it used to be like 3 years and 5 years. Like, oh my gosh, I don't. I don't know how we could have survived as K-pop fans during that time. But thankfully, I am very thankful that now it's only 1.5 years, and I feel like this is so tolerable to do 1.5 years. And then social service is just 1 year and 9 months. It's still very tolerable in my opinion. So yeah. So that's another example. Laws with the military government always keeps changing. Yeah. But hopefully, nothing bad will happen in Korea. I'm always hopeful nothing bad will happen anytime soon. But it's just kind of crazy. The Korean War didn't really end, but the Korean War happened 70 years ago. Let me put it that way. Yeah, that the Korean War happened only a couple decades ago, and it's just wild to me how recent it was. And yeah, always hopeful that Korea will always be okay. But that's why we need to have the military here. Yeah. So anyways, so it is 4 more minutes until it's New Year's Eve in Korea. So let's just wait with me. So tomorrow, okay, so I could talk about what I have planned for tomorrow. So tomorrow or 4 minutes from now, it will be New Year's Eve here in Korea. And so I plan to hopefully do two lives. Okay, so I want to have it at two distinct time periods. So like one around the afternoon in Korea and then one at nighttime here in Korea. But I will not do a live past midnight, like ringing in the new year with you guys. So we did do that last year because we were watching MX on Gayo de Jejeon. Yeah, because that's the show where they ring in the new year and they were on that show, and so that's why we rang in the new year together. And along with Monster X, it was a fun, interesting time. But we do not have that this year, and so let's not. Yeah, we don't need to bring in the new year together. So the next time we do that will be with MX when they all come back from the military. So I think that's something to look forward to next time. And so I will enjoy my first time like having a chill New Year's Day on my own and like not seeing anything K-pop related. But I'm still thinking I could still have the TV on and just watch it. But it's so weird to see all of these end of the year shows with no MX there. So the oldest group I think that I've been seeing at the year end shows is SHINee, and it's really impressive and very nice to see second gen groups. And so seeing SHINee there is nice. But then everyone else is third, fourth, fifth gen K-pop groups, and I'm just like, this new generation of K-pop groups, it's so. But I mean, it's going with the times. It's going with the times and with the trend. Like that is what they're portraying, and it's really not for me. But given I'm 33 years old, that I don't expect my 33-year-old self to get into that. So yeah, so it's just interesting to see K-pop become this way now, and I wonder. I don't know, it just makes me wonder. And so anyways, yeah, I want to fully believe like MX Mono is going to be the last K-pop groups I ever like. Yeah. And so anyway, so I say that because I don't really enjoy watching these K-pop shows anymore because I'm really not into any of these young groups and their music and their style and their performance. Like it's just so different. They're so man, second gen was really the best. I can't stop like anytime when I see old performances of the second gen K-pop groups, it's just so different, so much better. It's really just always so interesting. So anyways, yeah, so that's the plan for tomorrow, at least with me. I'm going to do two lives tomorrow. We're going to reflect on 2023. I don't know if I want to talk about the future for 2024, but for now, number one thing for sure is reflecting on 2023 and catching up on whatever else that can join me at that time to talk about anything else. So we have 1 minute left until New Year's Eve here in Korea. Let's see if I could catch it on my phone. Let's see. December 31st. Come Come on. By the way, I met someone who's born December 31st, and I'm like, that is such a unique birthday to have. I hear of other people being like born before Christmas, on Christmas, after Christmas. Oh my gosh, now is December 31st. Welcome to New Year's Eve here in Korea. Woot woot. And so out of all of those birthdays though, like being born around the end of the year, I think being born on December 31st is the wildest in my opinion. It's like you're born on the last day of the year. Everyone is like, the kind of mindset of like, oh my gosh, this is the last day of the year, and like spend it accordingly. And then, your plans for ringing in the new year. It's just, yeah. But then having a birthday on that day, I just think it's so weird in my opinion. But I'm sure those people with New Year's Eve birthdays, they celebrated as best as possible. But I just find it just the most unique birthday to have. And so I do know lots of people born January 1st as well. That's the thing. But I think being born January 1st is kind of feels good because you're the first day of the new year. And sure, everyone is like celebrating the new year and stuff, but it just feels just very, at least, more significant in some sense that you're celebrating your birthday and the first day of the year. It's just interesting to me. So anyways, if any of you guys have weird birthdays like that, just enjoy it the best you can. And so personally for me, I'm kind of glad that I have a normal birthday. I think um having unique birthdays like that is just, it just kind of doesn't make you feel special about your birthday, or is it just me? It could be just me, but I'm always glad to have a normal birthday, nothing special on my birthday. So yeah. So anyways, happy New Year's Eve. I will come again to do lives yeah, the rest of this day. And if any of you guys can join me for those long chit chats together, I'll see you then. All right. Okay. So, as always, be healthy, be safe, be careful. Good day, good night. Don't worry, be happy, stay happy, and take care. And take care of everything around you. Yeah, we could have like a New Year's Eve kind of party during my lives as well. I should make it like kind of fun. Yeah, I'll try. I'll try. Okay. Okay. I know there's a delay. I think but I can't remember how long is the delay anymore. I think it's 20 seconds. Yeah, let me wait 20 seconds and then I think we'll be good. And let me think of anything ending to say. Yeah, just everyone take care. Yeah, that's most important. And enjoy the rest of this weekend and the rest of 2023. And if you guys can hang out with me later today to reminisce about 2023, yeah, and party with me. I mean, not intense party because I'm still sick, but I mean, just have fun with me later today. Yeah, Chair. You too, Chair. Yeah, take care. Good night and sweet dreams, Crazy. Thank you, buddy. I can't remember any dreams, at least nothing exciting to tell you, but hopefully I'll have better dreams later. Thanks, bye, bye, everyone. Take care. You too, buddy. You too, buddy. So, Cherry, if we could see you tomorrow and we could chit chat together, up to you. Up to you. I'm ready when you are. Okay. Yeah. Enjoy, guys. I'll see you later. Okay, bye, bye, bye.